remove the back plate. I can still tear it down without removing the carburetor right now. Can reassemble it on the new block. It's 3 bolts in the back plate. So I'll put them bolts with the back plate, the way I don't mix them up. Alright, the easy start will come off with the one way. 3 bolts, 3 screws. Move the easy start out of the way. It's 4 bolts in the back of the back plate to remove. I'll set the back plate aside with the bolts. That way I keep the bolts with the part. That's how easy the back plate comes off. My new block will come with a back plate. You can see inside of the piston. Gonna remove the clutch. It's a little clip there. Make sure you don't zing it on the floor like I just did. For that later. I'll put the clutch parts all here in the pile. Bearing. Now I'm going to remove the cylinder head. You got 5 little bolts here on top to remove the plastic guard. This thing can be a pain in the butt sometimes to get off. It's coming off really easy. Sometimes you need a little wrench or something to get that broke loose. Let's see if I can use this for a little extension. I use a little extension for extension on my Allen wrench. Break it loose. I'm going to take these loose in a crisscross pattern. I'm just going to let the screws all in here. Way I don't lose them. Now we can see our piston. Now I'm going to pull the sleeve out. I'm going to use a hunk of tape here. To get the sleeve out. See how easy that pushed out? I'll piston back to where it needs and get that out of there. And I get my screwdriver in under there and bump it right out. There I got my sleeve. I'm going to set that up here so it stays clean. I'm going to get my piston out. I'll use a screwdriver. Bump it off. I got my little piston. Appears to be in pretty good condition. Which I should have said, pay attention when you take your piston out, which direction it goes. I already know which direction it goes, so, but I forgot to mention. I'm going to slide that right back in my jug, or my sleeve. See your crank in there? I'm going to use vice grips to try and remove this nut. I wouldn't do this. I'm sure there's a special tool to hold it. I'm going to replace that anyways. See, broke it right free. Only do that if you're planning on replacing your flywheel there. Just tap the flywheel to come off. Probably better use a rubber mallet or something. But that's how I'm going to do it, because I will be replacing this part if it looks damaged. I'm going to put that part with this part, that way I don't get mixed up. I'm going to try to tap this out just on the wood. You don't want to use metal to do that. You can pry it if it's very gently. All depends on how much gunk you got in your motor and how hard it is to get out. Only very so gently. Pulling on this. Should be able to bump it a little bit more. There, I pulled the crank out without damaging the threads or the end here. Now we just got the block and the brace and the carburetor. I'm just going to leave the carburetor on there. This bolt takes the carburetor.